Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're we're wading into something that is simultaneously surreal, deeply strange, and, well, generating hundreds of millions of dollars globally.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Our source material, a stack of really excellent research and investigative reports, is focused on what has, I think, quickly become the defining cultural phenomenon of 2024 and 2025.
AI slop.
AI swap.
Yeah.
If you're spending any time online, you have seen it. It's that, low quality, often bizarre computer-generated content.
The images, the videos.
Right. All designed purely to farm views and to game the algorithm recommendations. It's so pervasive, so unavoidable, that Merriam-Webster actually named the internet version of Slop as its word of the year for 2025.
When the dictionary calls you out, you know it's a big deal.
Exactly. So our mission today is pretty comprehensive. We need to unpack how this tidal wave of low-effort content just took over our feeds.
And who is actually making a living from it?
Yes, who's making money creating some of the most absurd niches imaginable, and how this whole production model is quietly affecting really serious fields.
Even academic publishing.
The integrity of academic publishing itself. Okay, let's unpack this.
Well, what's most startling here is just the speed, the sheer speed of its arrival. I mean, this explosion of AI slop, it really began right after large language models like ChatGPT and image generators like DALL-E became, easy for the public to use.
They just became accessible overnight.
Exactly. These tools essentially democratized content creation. You didn't need technical skill or artistic talent. You just needed a prompt.
And that capacity for instant mass production meant that these weird peak cultural moments could just happen.
They could happen instantly, and they'd spread across the globe before anyone could even figure out what they were looking at.
And some of those early moments, I mean, they really defined the genre. 2024 felt like the experimental phase.
The Wild West.
Yeah. I think we all have to remember the brief, glorious, and just utterly baffling Shrimp Jesus era.
Oh, yes. Shrimp Jesus. The viral trend where Facebook was just briefly and kind of terrifyingly flooded with AI-generated images of the Christian deity fused with crustaceans.
Fused with shrimp. It's wild to even say it out loud.
But these were mass-produced, low-effort images that just went completely viral.
Absolutely. And that was quickly followed by other, early hallmarks of the genre, things like deep-faked videos of old women claiming to celebrate their 122nd birthday.
Right, those impossible ages.
And then the mini soap operas about the dramatic lives of cats. Channels like Super Cat League, where the plot was, well, it was completely secondary to the visuals.
And the technology is always improving. While those early examples had those funny flaws, the six-fingered hands, the melting faces, those are mostly gone now.
Which just makes the volume and speed of production even higher.
And that polish led directly to the spring 2025 trend of giblification.
Right. Once OpenAI released GPT-4o with its superior style imitation, users started rendering everything imaginable in that distinctive, beautiful style of Hayao Miyazaki's Studio Ghibli.
Everything.
And our sources noted this included rendering just incredibly diverse, sometimes really inappropriate images, even images of deportations, all in this specific style. It created a huge cultural clash.
It did. And you saw this contrast right at the very top. I mean, Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, he giblified his own social media profile.
He posted about waking up to messages like, "Look, I made you into a Twink Ghibli style, ha ha."
Which he seemed to view with, amused resignation, like a decade-long grind towards superintelligence results in this.
And the great irony, of course, is what the creator of that style, Miyazaki himself, thinks about it.
A completely different perspective. He once said that artificial intelligence, when used this way, is an insult to life itself.
An insult to life itself. It's a powerful microcosm of the whole debate, isn't it?
For sure. The toolmaker celebrating the virality and the artist just lamenting the consequence.
So if we look at the style itself, the core mechanism of AI slop hasn't really changed. As you said, it's aimed right at the amygdala.
That's exactly right. It is contextless noise. It's designed to activate strong emotional instincts, fear, confusion, arousal, with the lowest possible effort from the creator.
It's just pure attention-grabbing chaos.
It chases virality by minimizing plot and maximizing surreal, jarring imagery. And yes, as the data repeatedly confirms, it heavily features cats. Lots of cats.
So beyond the cats and Shrimp Jesus, we saw other viral niches. We saw AI-generated obese people competing in the Olympics, highly stylized videos of exploding pressure cookers.
And the whole strange cult that grew up around Ibrahim Traoré, the leader in Burkina Faso.
Oh, right. featuring those bizarre videos of Justin Bieber singing in Ouagadougou. It's mesmerizing in its absurdity. But it raises that question, is this pure chaos? Or is it just the logical endpoint of an internet optimized for engagement?
It is the endpoint. That's the crucial connection to make. The weirdness isn't random. It's the product of these new, powerful tools meeting platforms that are structured to reward shocking, decontextualized content.
And this is where it gets really interesting. We have to shift from the weirdness of the content to the economic powerhouse driving it all.
Yeah, this is not accidental. This is a highly profitable, structured, and global industry.
The scale is what really sets this moment apart.
A massive study surveyed 15,000 of the world's most popular YouTube channels, the top 100 in nearly 150 countries. And the findings were alarming.
Okay.
Researchers found that 278 of these huge channels contain only AI slop content.
Only slop. But the real tell was the test accounts.
Yes. When they created a brand new test YouTube account, they found that more than 20% of the videos recommended by the algorithm to that new user were AI slop.
20%. And I think I read that 1/3 of the first 500 videos shown were categorized as brain rot, which includes AI slop.
That's the initial diet of a new internet user in 2025. It dictates their entire pathway into the platform.
And the money.
The money is truly staggering. Those 278 channels alone, the pure slop producers, have amassed over 63 billion views.
63 billion.
And collectively, they generate an estimated $117 million a year. This isn't side hustle money. This is a dedicated, multi-million-dollar global industry.
And the most successful channels are often the most absurd, which just proves the point that quality is. It's irrelevant to the platform.
Take Bandar Apnadost, based in India. It was the most viewed channel in the entire study, 2.4 billion views.
And that's the one with the anthropomorphic rhesus monkey and a Hulk-like character fighting demons while traveling on a helicopter made of tomatoes.
A helicopter made of tomatoes.
And that channel is estimated to make up to $4.25 million a year. How do you even process that number next to that description?
You can't. Or consider Pouty Frenchie out of Singapore, which targets kids. It shows a French bulldog driving to a candy forest and eating crystal sushi.
And that's pulling in nearly $4 million a year.
It's tailor-made to exploit children's fascination with bright colors and just strange concepts.
And there are darker sides, too, like the AI world from Pakistan. It features these AI-generated shorts of catastrophic flooding, titled things like Poor People, Poor Family.
Set ironically to a soundtrack called Relaxing Rain, Thunder and Lightning Ambience for Sleep. The goal is just views. The content is completely decontextualized from any real human tragedy.
So this is why the underlying driver matters so much.
Right. AI slop is less about the technology itself and more about being the logical endpoint of a global economy. The platforms demand engagement, and for many people, real work offers dwindling returns. So they turn to the most optimized, lowest effort way to get revenue from the platforms that dominate our attention.
Which brings us to the people actually making this stuff. Our sources say they're all over the world: the US, India, Kenya, Ukraine, Vietnam.
It's a decentralized, globalized production line.
And we've even seen this thing dubbed AI poverty porn on stock photo sites. Creators, often from Eastern Europe, trying to generate these extreme images of misery, just hoping someone, somewhere will buy them.
But we need a reality check here. Because, $117 million sounds like a fortune, but it's spread across thousands of channels.
It's not evenly distributed.
Not at all. One creator estimated that only the top 5% of creators ever monetize a video, and only 1% actually make a living wage from it.
So it's a massive gold rush. But 99% of the people are just panning dirt.
Precisely. And the ecosystem is full of scammers selling courses and secret tips on how to go viral, probably making more from selling the dream than the producers themselves.
We have a deep dive on one case study that I think just summarizes the mindset perfectly. A guy named Alexander from Ukraine.
Right. He started in 2024, deep in debt, and he realized very quickly that quality, it just didn't matter.
So he shifted to a strict conveyor belt production model.
He was a true entrepreneur of the slop economy. He started with AI-generated music over images of sexy AI girls, but those channels kept getting blocked. At one point, he had a team of 15 people running 930 channels.
930 channels.
Clearing up to $20,000 a month. He found successful niches, like long life stories, written by ChatGPT over simple visuals, which were really popular with older users.
But our sources highlight his most striking niche,
Hmm.
the one that just perfectly encapsulates the bizarre incentives of this whole system.
Ah, yes. The most reliable, if vulgar, source of income he found was vulgar adult themes,
Specifically, erotic tractors.
specifically erotic tractors. And the reason for its success is it's completely counterintuitive.
Erotic tractors.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a second to process that. Okay. Why on earth did that become lucrative?
He focused on that riskier erotic niche because those channels were blocked and taken down more often.
So the high risk was a feature, not a bug.
Exactly. It scared off most of the competition. So when his channels did manage to stay up, even for a little while, the monetization was easier and quicker because there was nobody else there.
His quote really summarizes the entire economic mindset, doesn't it? He said, to make money here, you need to spend as little as possible. YouTube is basically just clickbait and sexualization.
No matter how morally sad it is, such is the world and the consumer. It's ruthless optimization. Maximize shock value, minimize effort, and exploit the gaps in moderation.
Okay, let's pivot. Let's take this concept of optimized, low-effort production and apply it to a much more serious field. We've seen cultural slop. What happens when you get scientific AI slop?
This is where it gets genuinely concerning for anyone involved in research or learning. We have data from a big study by UC Berkeley and Cornell that analyzed abstracts from over 1 million preprints.
And those are the academic articles released before official peer review.
All right, between 2018 and 2024. And they found a profound boost in academic productivity. Once an author started using AI, the number of preprints they produced just shot up.
How much?
Between about 36 and 60% overall, a massive increase in output.
What stands out to me is the equity angle here. The increase was largest for non-native English speakers, especially Asian authors, where productivity jumped anywhere from 43% to a huge 89%.
Which confirms that AI is often being used as a sophisticated editorial tool, helping to polish written English. It's leveling the playing field on that one metric.
But that's the positive side. This high productivity also introduces what the researchers called the quality paradox.
Yes. Historically, for articles written without AI, complex language signaled quality. It was a good predictor of being published in a reputable journal.
Okay, so complex language meant serious research. That standard has changed, hasn't it?
It has been completely inverted. For articles written with AI support, the more complex the language, the less likely the article was to be published.
Whoa.
It suggests that the complexity, that polished academic-sounding prose, is being used to hide the low quality of the actual research underneath.
So AI-generated complex language isn't signaling merit anymore.
Yeah.
It's signaling that the author might be hiding something. Weak methodology, not enough data.
Thin analysis, yeah. Hiding it all behind flowery, dense prose generated by an LLM, it's slop disguised as scholarly merit.
And that's the mechanism, using optimized language to pass that initial screening.
And this also forces us to rethink how we find scholarly work. The study compared Google search with Microsoft's AI-powered Bing Chat.
Did the AI search just recommend more slop?
Surprisingly, no. Bing Chat actually exposed users to a greater variety of sources and more recent publications than Google did.
Why is that?
It's mostly due to a technique called retrieval augmented generation.
Okay, let's get a quick definition for the listener. What is retrieval augmented generation, or RA?
Simply put, it means the AI is pulling from a vast, dynamic set of existing documents. It's retrieving external, current information instead of only relying on its static, initial training data.
So it's not stuck recommending only old popular sources.
Exactly. It actually broadened the discovery field, which alleviated some of those early fears. So that's a positive finding in a sea of digital pollution.
It is, but the overall challenge for science is still profound. AI is making language complexity an unreliable, even a deceptive indicator of merit.
Right. Quick screening based on how sophisticated the writing sounds is now totally unreliable. We urgently need better, more critical, in-depth peer review methods.
We might even need to, fight fire with fire, use AI review tools to spot this kind of thing.
I think we'll have to, just to manage the sheer volume of submissions.
We've taken quite a journey today. We've moved from, surreal images of shrimp Jesus and exploding pressure cookers to a multi-million-dollar global industry driven entirely by algorithm engagement.
And finally, to the paradox of AI simultaneously increasing academic output while actively threatening the established standards of scholarly quality.
AI slop thrives by relentlessly optimizing for engagement and minimizing human effort. That is the core driver.
And since AI is rapidly embedding itself into all the applications you use, your word processor, your email, your search in complex language can no longer be trusted as a sign of quality. The real question for you, the consumer, the learner, the researcher, is pretty simple.
What?
When everything sounds smart, how are you actually going to train yourself to spot the slop? That's the essential critical thinking skill of the future.